Alright, y'all, welcome on the walk along. Here's MBU ROTC, affectionately known as Mod W, where all the action happens. Let's get you some inside looks at what lab's gonna look like today. This is Mod W. This is our own space where we show off our awards, talk to new recruits, have our ROTC classes, and where most of our equipment is stored. So we usually show up early for lab to get prepped and then ready to go. You said PC's outside?
Yeah, we're just doing PCs. Okay. Are you already recording?
Yeah, we're live now. See?
First person
perspective.
He's recording. Yeah, so no video, no shot.
Yeah, please no
shot. Not that we ever do that.
You, sir.
I didn't sign that form that said you could use my picture. Anywhere. You also didn't
Smile.
Yeah, there was no.
No, I gave you a heads up in the chat. That's all you needed. Could have said yes or no then.
Was he getting ready, Brad? He didn't say what status he was at. I was just the same status and I'm on my way.
Say it for the cameraman.
Can you repeat that in front of the camera, please?
We're going to head to first formation so our platoon sergeant can tell us what in the world we're going to be doing for the day. Aw, yeah.
You have 2 minutes. Pull it. Now you have left. Alright, Eddie's. So, obviously today, start at lab or for team and squad movement. As soon as I race, we'll move back inside. We'll do a classroom portion, and then we'll head out for some practical exercise. So everybody gets a warm fuzzy on how to do team and squad movement. Company, 10, shows. Pull out.
Nailed it.
Oh, you wanted to see that. Thank you.
Thank you, squad man. Classroom portion is next up. This is where the platoon sergeant will give us the class on what we'll be doing, and then we'll go into practical exercises later. This is a chance for us to ask questions and figure out that we actually know what we're talking about.
Or something's, you know, let's say that's the wood line, that's the edge of the wood line, you know, they're positioning themselves to where they can see down the road or that danger area, but at the same time not exposing themselves. Right? So it makes sense.
That's a good point to bring up because when we're running our practical exercise today, there isn't a whole lot of cover, but there is like some trees along the road, and you'll use that single tree to simulate for cover as we would if we were out.
Makes sense.
Go on missions.
You want to just cover the difference between successive and alternate bounding?
Okay.
Real quick.
Just real quick on that, if you're the last man, let them know when you're crossing and you're the last guy.
Well, yeah.
Because otherwise they might be sitting there for a while.
You don't want 2 people stranded on something.
It's go time now. We're grabbing our gear, making sure we got all the stuff that we need to take with us, and we're heading down to the field so we can get some practical exercises in.
Look at that. My grenadier.
Yeah, Turner, your grenadier.
Did anybody sit here and help him with this? Or did he just like figured it out on his own?
I did.
I think he did it all. I don't think
It's all jacked up.
That sounds
You
about
guys
right.
should like check them.
There's a thing where you can't step on the star unless let me guess, you can't step on the star unless you actually.
Just don't step on the star ever. Alright.
You're gonna want to make sure you keep your forehead.
That's gonna take some doing to fix.
Here we go. Nailed it. For most practical exercises, we'll use a crawl, walk, or run method. This allows us to stay super basic right off the bat so everyone actually knows what's going on before we get into the real high-speed stuff. Once we figure out that everyone knows what's actually happening, we'll start to pick up the speed and increase the reps so that we get as much practice in as possible.
Team leader, if you're going by doctrine, will then recon the positions for the near and far side security. So I would take JMAC, move over here. Not gonna go all the way, but we'd be like, okay, over here, we'll put myself and the saw. We go over here.
Once out of the crawl stage, we'll move into more walking where we actually get some movement in. We'll pick up guys, set them places, tell them what's actually happening in those areas, and then we'll walk through it to see if everyone knows what's going on. That way later on we can do an official run through where we try to see if everyone actually got what happened.
Is the near and far side security, or near side security rather. So that's one way to do it, is to just have, normally in squad level, we just have 2 and 2 right on far side. Far side gets established by Bravo. Yeah, so Alpha is just going to be near side security. Bravo is going to push across. They'll set up far side security. Once they are set up, the Bravo team leader, hold on a second. Bravo team leader will signal that he's good, and then Alpha can move across. What was your question? Alright, and then now you would give a thumbs up. I see your thumbs up. Now, I'm going to select my guy. I'm going to make sure my other team is up and good. We're all going to be up, and I'm going to signal for us to move across. We all come across in a line at the same time. And then we move all the way up here. And then I help them, they get covered, and we wedge it back out, and now we're ready to go. So now, then you guys can just pick up, get in your wedge, and we can keep moving.
Once we think we've got a hang of it, we'll try to do a full-on run-through at the end, just to make sure everyone actually knew what was happening and knows what job and role they were supposed to play. We'll try to do it as effectively as possible, and then if there's any issues that occur during it, we'll restart and try again just to make sure everyone gets a full understanding of what's going on.
There you go. Make sure you're paying attention to your team leader. Who's that? Posey. Go.
That's next lab when we do battle drills.
You want the smallest element possible to make contact. Alright.
Alright. Alpha team, you're good.
What do we got there?
At the end of the lab, we'll conduct an after actions report, which basically just explains what was supposed to happen, what actually happened, and if there's anything we can do that would improve the lab for next year, or things that we like that we should keep for the lab for next year as well. That way we're constantly improving on what we've already done.
Portions when we do stop and explain what we're doing, like there were a few times we did use new hand signals to explain, and then we were sitting there for a decent amount of time talking. Bring those people in, collapse the formation so you can teach, make it easier to be understood and to be heard, and make people more apt to ask questions if they don't understand something, since they're right there instead of like they don't want to yell, and then push them back out into the formation to continue the PE rather than just trying to yell across the distance that we're spread out.
Okay, so collapse for teaching points and stop. All right. Any other improved stuff? Yes, Jimmy.
Did he already get my improve? That wasn't a sustain.
Write that out. All right, fantastic.
Can I add something?
Absolutely.
I know it's your guys' take hard, but so like with the class, maybe if you want to do the crawl, walk, or crawl, walk, run method.
Bye to live stream.
Good night.
Say bye, EXO. Bye.
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 Peace out.
Cheers. Stay hard.
Whoa.
I did.